talk about core values for your family, or is that a
Yeah,
little
where do
too
they come
broad?
from? Like, no.
Yeah.
Like, what's the source of it, or
Yeah.
what are the core values?
Let's go source of your core values.
The source of our core values come from God. My wife and I, and our view of why we're here, and even the structure of our family and how it's set up is it's a very kind of biblical structure. And then, from there, that, impacts, how my wife and I are together, how we are with the kids, and hopefully how we showcase for those that know us, what a successful marriage looks like. But that's where our foundation comes from.
And so your faith, you're Christian then.
Mm-hmm.
How does that play like day to day for you? Like, I know different men handle like, okay, you said biblical values. Well, you probably got to read the Bible, right?
Yeah, that's right.
How does that work into your daily life, if you don't mind sharing?
Yeah. So my morning. So I'm the morning person. I'm the one who's up early. My wife's kind of the opposite. She's up late. And what that results in, every morning I typically get up for the kids. And kind of, I would say my consistent morning routine is a cup of coffee. And I typically do about 30 minutes in the Bible. I try to go kind of book or verse by verse in a book until it's finished, and I move over. But I would say at least 2 days of the week, sometimes 3, my wife will get up a little bit early, and we'll do kind of like a couples devotional together. And then on top of that, my wife and I lead a marriage group every Monday. So we basically pick a book in the Bible, and we have like our certain amount of, verses or chapters we have to get through. And then we meet on Monday, and then we go over it. So that's kind of our, let's say, like time spent. And then my wife does something on Thursdays that's without me, like just like a kind of a women's group.
That's awesome. Yeah, I see a lot of value in the waking up early, and that's kind of like one of those times of your day that you control the most. Like there's the least amount of pressure for it,
Right.
because no one's up or the kids are asleep.
Right.
That's
right. We have four. We have 4 right now, so it's like 2 are 2 and below, and so it's look, it's action, it's loud, it's crazy. So it's nice to just have that either one-on-one time or time with my wife.
So that's awesome. I like what you guys are doing, and you guys sounds like fellowshipping with other people, right, to build up marriages. I love that. What are some of the values that you had in marriage? I mean, I guess, where did you learn that? Is it from, did you grow up a Christian? Your both your families were Christian, or is this something you kind of came into later? How did that work for you?
Yeah. So my wife, that was the case. My wife kind of grew up in the church, and parents, that's all she knew from a young age. I grew up in a kind of an agnostic household. One thing I always remember as a kid is like, I grew up in this area that there was a big Jewish community in my area. So a lot of my friends are Jewish. And I remember coming home, like, and asking my parents often, like, why do we celebrate Christmas, but a lot of my friends celebrate Hanukkah? And like, they never gave me like a legit answer. And I remember just thinking that was so weird. And then, down the road, when I was like, I don't know, maybe 13 or something like that, one of my friends in my neighborhood was like going to this summer camp, and he invited me to go. I had no clue it was like a Christian camp. It was the first time I ever heard about God and Jesus and Christmas. Like, not Christmas, but I finally had a grasp of like what Christmas even was or what it represents. And then I remember going home like, wow, you're never going to, believe what I learned. And then, from that point on is when, my parents ended up starting to go to church, and kind of our family at the same time was kind of learning about, our faith and building that out. And then it was just like a kind of a journey from there. But